Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome to PNP. It is your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and today we have to unpack the latest news in regards to Deshaun Watson. Okay, a lot going on. Big news came out yesterday, and we'll talk about it. Okay. Now, before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, let me know what's good. We're about 180 folks away from 16,000 subscribers, so if you're just casually watching this, hit that subscribe button for you, boy. We got some of the best content out here when it comes to the Panthers, when it comes to the draft. We are those dudes, okay? So hit that subscribe button, and if you want to help the channel out even further, go over to Underdog Fantasy. Sign up using the code PNP if you down for that pick'em life, if you down for that daily fantasy life. Check it out. And it'll support us tremendously. Okay, we greatly appreciate that. Now, where do we stand with Deshaun Watson? Now, we didn't get a chance to unpack this on Monday because Dave didn't want to talk about it. Dave is done with Deshaun Watson, and I don't blame him. But we have to do our due diligence. We have to talk about this situation because big news dropped yesterday that Deshaun Watson will be facing a grand jury on Friday. So 2 days from now, he will be going in front of a grand jury, and they will be deciding whether they're going to press criminal charges on him or not. Don't forget, he still has 22 civil lawsuits that has nothing to do with this criminal investigation. On Friday, we will know whether he will be criminally charged for sexual misconduct or not. Okay, big step for teams that kind of want to make sure his name is cleared, the legal situation is cleared up. It's a huge step for that to be complete. Okay, now again, let me just say this one more time, just in case you ain't hearing me. He still has 22 civil lawsuits that he has to deal with. Whether he settles, he pays the women off, whatever, he has to figure that out. That's not going away. And listen, I'm not here to talk about whether he's right or wrong. I don't know. I don't know the legalities. I don't know what's going on. So I'm not about to sit up here and say he's guilty. Let the legal system do what they got to do, and they will find out whether he's guilty or not. I have no dog in that fight. I don't even want to open Pandora's box. I'm just talking about it from a football standpoint. Okay, now 22 lawsuits on the table. Don't forget about that. Now, keep in mind, now he still has to deal with that, and he's still going to have to deal with a potential suspension from Roger Goodell. That may happen. You have to accept him. If you're willing to accept all these other things that are going on with Deshaun Watson, you still may have to deal with a suspension from Roger Goodell. Now, could they give him quote unquote time served? Because he didn't play a game last year. Technically, he wasn't suspended, but could they say, all right, you didn't play last year, we'll go ahead and count that as suspension and we'll let you move on? I'm just guessing. Maybe they won't do that. I don't know. I'm just giving a hypothetical situation, okay? Don't know how it's going to work. So keep all that in mind. A team that's going to take on all this Deshaun Watson drama is going to have to also consider a suspension. Now, where do those teams stand? Right? Who is still in the running for Deshaun Watson? Let's take a look. The Panthers, it was said by Joe Person that the Panthers are still in contention. They still want to know what's good with Deshaun Watson, okay? Now, keep in mind, with the Panthers, I know we want to get out of it. Like, we want a quarterback. We need a quarterback. We've been tied to Russell Wilson. That didn't go well. We've been tied to all these quarterbacks. Trubisky, we've been tied to all these quarterbacks the Panthers have been tied to. I understand that. And all we want is a quarterback, right? We want a quarterback. We want to get this shit over with because it's been a long time since we've been in a situation where we need a quarterback. And now we could have the opportunity to land one of Deshaun Watson, or we could have the opportunity to get Russell Wilson. Apparently, Russell Wilson's only choice was Denver. That's where he wanted to go. Keep in mind, operative word, wanted to go. All right. Now, going back to Deshaun Watson, remember, going back to last year, he was not going to waive his no trade clause, according to the streets, to come to Carolina, right? The team he wanted to go to was Miami. Miami said, we closing the door on that chapter. We're done. We're sticking with Tua. We got a new coach. The coach is down with Tua. We're done with Deshaun. Now, where do we stand now? Where do we stand? No more Miami in the building. Could Deshaun Watson now potentially waive his clause to come to Carolina? Maybe, but the problem is the Panthers don't have enough capital to compete with the Eagles. We don't have enough capital to compete with the now Seahawks, who need a quarterback, and now our word on the street is that they're interested. They have a gap at quarterback. And what's interesting is that the timing of all these quarterbacks are starting to get scooped up and making decisions Now the combine's over. The combine is over. Maybe a lot of teams aren't sold on these quarterbacks. You know, a lot of the news, all the news is that these quarterbacks impressed. Well, then why are these dudes going out here and trading for these quarterbacks? I think Denver was in prime position to take one, but they opted for the veteran and gave up a lot to take him. So all the quarterback dominoes are starting to fall after the combine, which is interesting to me. The timing is crazy, but we don't have enough capital. The Panthers, we don't have day 2 picks. We have a first round pick. We have a first round pick in 2021 or 2022 and 2023. We could shell those off, but now the Seahawks have a shit ton of more draft capital. Now the Eagles, they got 3 first round picks that they could shell off. Like, they are in better situations. If they actively were pursuing Deshaun Watson, the Carolina Panthers would be way down the list, right? And just going with that notion, I feel like the Panthers and Deshaun Watson are literally a match made in heaven. Like, we both have images to rehab, right? Like, we need Deshaun Watson, right? We are in this franchise is going in the wrong direction and fast, right? We have Matt Rule. We have nothing really to play for next year. We have a lot of question marks. We are just constantly in a situation where we have no idea what is going on. Deshaun Watson, he has to rehab his career, right? We are literally we need each other. Deshaun Watson and the Panthers need each other. We need to rehab our situations together, right? And he went to Clemson, so he's a little bit of a hometown. I know a lot of people saying it don't really matter no more, but I'm just saying. But I don't think we would have to be the last option, right? We don't have the capital to compete. The Philadelphia Eagles would have to move on. The Seattle Seahawks would have to move on. And then maybe he might entertain coming to Carolina. We are the last option on that rung. I just want to make sure y'all understand that, okay? I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. Anything could happen, right? I'm not the type of guy to make a wild statement and then hope it comes true and say, I told you. That's not me. I don't do that, right? I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to come to Carolina. I think that, I think we're going to try our damnedest for sure. And I think we're going to put an offer out there. That's why, again, you look at Christian McCaffrey. He hasn't restructured his contract, right? He could be out there. Robbie Anderson. These guys are guys that are probably going to be potential trade options. Like, they're going to be a part of that package. Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, a defensive player, a couple of picks. Do you see what Denver just gave up? Like, that's what we're going to have to give up in order to get a Deshaun Watson. And I don't think it's going to happen, personally. I really don't think it's going to happen. Not that it's too much. I just think that we're the last on the list. We don't have enough pieces to go out there and make a viable offer because we backed ourselves with bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, okay? So I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. That's just my opinion, but that is where we stand. That is the latest and greatest on Deshaun Watson. Friday, we have it's big news. I'll go back live on Friday when the news is released, whether they're going to press charges or not. If they press charges, it might be a wrap for Deshaun, bro. He might never take a snap again. But if they don't, I think he's going to get a second shot and he will play again somewhere. Somebody's going to have to be willing to take on that mantra of you got a guy that's potentially, he had these civil lawsuits around him that he has sexual misconduct, right? You're going to have to take on that and be able to take on that as a team. Your fan base is going to have to be willing to accept it. You have to be willing to take on that backlash from all of that. And it could be all solved with winning. I hate to say it, but winning cures everything, right? If you're out there winning, nobody's going to care. I mean, that's just the reality. Nobody's going to care, right? As soon as he starts winning games, and the truth be told, Deshaun Watson is one of the top 5-6 quarterbacks when available and healthy. He's one of the top 5 dudes in the league. So somebody's going to take the shot. Somebody's going to take a chance on him. Is it the Carolina Panthers? They're going to try their damnedest, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right. That being said, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, notification bell in the comments. Let me know it's good. I will link back with you on Friday, and we'll talk about it some more. All right. Peace.